I'm Pearly. We have 2 kids, and I work with Benji in the same company.
I'm Benjamin, in the office. Part of the challenge obviously was when we looked at the property prices. Even then, it was quite significant in terms of the deposit, mostly around 20%. And if you had a lower deposit, you'd pay a significant amount as well in insurance. So that was one of the things that we sort of struggled with at the start. We were thinking, and calculating how many years you would actually realistically take to save up for a deposit. Obviously, expenses continue to roll in as well. So that had sort of discouraged us initially. But I kept researching. I just didn't want to give up that dream in a very short period of time. So we sort of persisted and tried to look for options. Oh, what do you reckon?
5 years or something.
5 years, 8 years, around that time frame. But obviously, we're not getting any younger. So, and we had kids, which also added to the pressure of trying to find our own place. I saw your ad come up, and I said, 5,000 deposit. Looks kind of fishy, to be honest. So that was one of the things. But obviously, that we tried to validate some of the discussions. So I've talked to a few people that were also offering, low deposit schemes and all of those. And but they were more challenging in terms of what they were offering versus what Home First had to offer for us.
At first, I thought it was a scam. Yeah, and too good to be true. Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. I thought, and I asked Benji, just check on it. Maybe it was a scam. So yeah.
Yeah. So I had the same reservations. Obviously, the 5,000 deposit was very attractive, and I was trying to think. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm a senior executive in a company, so I understand financials, company financials, how company financials work, right? So I was thinking they have to have a steady revenue stream. They have operating expenses. They have this office. They have salaries to pay. So where is the catch? So I was prepared to ask a lot of tough questions, trying to understand the business model, obviously, because if you understand how they're making money, then obviously that will alleviate some of the concerns around, is this something that is too good to be true on the face of it? So that was what I had brought to the table when I initially spoke with Peter.
Yeah, we have wonderful news, and we signed house build contract last Friday with Reward Homes. Yeah.
Yeah, we're already at that stage. So we obviously already purchased a lot last March. And then we progressed through to almost the exact same date, like 2 months later, to signing the house build contract. And that will go through council, obviously, our private certifier. And then, we're excited. It's the milestone, sort of like we had these milestones that we were sort of a list of milestones that we were ticking off. Okay, we have the lot, we have this, and then everything, and sort of everything came through as promised. So I think that was the most compelling thing for us. The other thing I just wanted to share is we were just rummaging through the mail one day, and because it all hasn't sunk in to us, right, that we are actually property owners. And we got a mail from the Hills Council telling us that, there's this notice that your neighbor is going to build a property adjacent to your property. Do you have any objections? So I said, that finally sunk in, because they actually sent us a notice that our neighbor is actually building a property adjacent to our property. So it sort of it crystallized everything in our mind, and it sort of sunk into us that we were actually now property owners officially, dirt owners. prices started to go crazy. So it was very fortunate. The timing as well worked for us in that sense. You know, like it's probably 250K worth more than what it was that we had actually paid for at that point in time. So yeah, really good timing for us. Yeah, I've actually been talking to my colleagues at work because they're also in that same situation where they have really good incomes, but obviously they haven't saved up enough for a deposit because life sorts of gets in the way, right? When you're trying to save money and then, you know, unexpected expenses come through, and the reality of it is that it will realistically take you north of 5 years, you know, closer to 10 years before you have saved enough to actually make a deposit, especially if you're looking to live in somewhere in Sydney with the property prices going as high as they are now. So they're very interested at this point. So I'm just trying to spread the word because we have gone through that same process, and we want them to also be able to have that experience of owning their first home. So we're sort of like evangelizing or spreading the good word about Home First, and I think we feel that it's you know, when you have something good, it's also, you know, good to share that news around so people can also have that same blessing. The people especially is the, you know, is the aspect of the company. The company is a company, right? But it's the people that you actually work with. You know, yourself, Peter, Jean, the money lady, as we like to call her, and Troy from Reward Homes. You are also responsive, so approachable, and, you know, very patient, which really, you know, made the whole process very easy for us. And it's I would say it's a truly turnkey solution, where if you don't want to be like, for people like us who are obviously very busy, you know, it's going to be very difficult for us to like really handle all of the details, from finding a, you know, a financing company, finding the right builder, you know, all of those nuances that you need to be aware of, and navigating the legalities of it, even the conveyancing, right? You took care of all of that. So it's really something that I would strongly call out in your favor, because people buy property, you know, not very frequently, right? In their lifetime, maybe they'll do one or two purchases because it's such a significant investment. So they're not at all versed in what it goes into buying property. So to have that expertise behind us as we were navigating the intricacies of purchasing property was something that really struck me as a value-added service that Home First has, which I think would benefit a lot of first home buyers, because they're not at all familiar. I would say they would probably be in the same level of knowledge as I had when we were trying to buy our first property. So yeah, kudos to the team.